We haven't talked about the economy in a while, and there's been a reason for that. Because there's nothing to discuss. If everything around you is on fire, is there anything new to talk about? There really hasn't been anything new. The oil spill has added a new element to the economic crisis, but that's about it. The European Union continues to go down in flames, as expected. Treasuries have regained strength, but that is because everyone has been fleeing the euro. But this will not last forever. The stock market ping-pongs, housing prices ping-pong, everything ping-pongs. Everything is in flux, going up one day and down the next, for no real apparent reason. But the trend is apparent. The outcome is obvious. Depression. So what you need to do today is get into silver. I have never been a big supporter of bullion. I'm not a gold bug. I've never felt that metal is the most precious thing on the earth. I'm more of a utilitarian. It needs to have use to me. But in this instance today, I am willing to advocate for silver. And there are many reasons why. Remember when the stock market went down dramatically and then people jumped in and they made a lot of money? Well, I see the same potential right now with silver. Now, when I talk about metals, I am of course talking about taking physical possession. None of this ETF stuff or certificate piece of paper that says you have silver. I'm talking about a safe in your room where you store your physical silver. So let's get that straight right away. Now, I've provided some links at the bottom of this video to give you information on silver. I believe at this point it is dramatically undervalued. Going forwards, even though it has already increased in value, I believe it has much further to increase. And there are practical benefits to silver. If you remember your Great Depression history, back in the day the government outlawed gold. Who's to say that they might not do it again today? However, they cannot outlaw silver. There's simply too much of it, which makes it a more practical metal. Which means if the shit really hits the fan, you'll be able to use your silver, whereas gold will become so valuable, so expensive, that you wouldn't dare go out of the house with it unless you had armed guards. So let's write off gold right now, altogether. Now, I'm not advocating for people to go out and buy silver and then hold on to it until the day they die. You need to change your mindset going forwards, entering the new era. And the new era is all about usage. How useful is a bunch of metal in your bedroom somewhere contained in a safe of metal? It's just a bunch of metal sitting in your bedroom. You're not getting much use out of it. An air conditioning unit, that provides use. A house over your head, that provides use. A refrigerator, a washer, a dryer. Those are things that you use every day to make your life better. So understand, when I advocate for silver, I'm advocating for it as a storage of your wealth for a period of time or duration. And the moment that you can get more usage out of the silver than just the storage of it, you need to pounce on that. So let's say you take your life savings today and you put it into silver and you hide it in your house. And then let's say a month from now, silver increases by 100%. Well, if you need a new house, you should take that silver, cash it in, and get that new house. Don't sit on the metal. Don't become covetous. Remember, wealth is to be used, not to be saved. I know it's a twist in thinking to many people who have been brought up to think of saving money as important. But in a depression, saving money is not important. Having a good standard of living becomes the most important thing you can do in a depression. It's going to take a while for people to get used to that fact. Let's take a look back at some of the recent events. The jobs report came out. 440,000 jobs were created in the last month. Normally, this would be cause for celebration. But once you look into the numbers, there's nothing to celebrate. 400,000 jobs were created by the government in the form of census positions. Short-term work funded by the taxpayers. It is not self-sustaining. Only about 40,000 jobs were created in the private industry. Now, expectations were for a much higher number created in the private industry, somewhere along the lines of 150,000 to 200,000 more jobs. The market was shocked, and you should be too. Once you think of all the stimulus that we have spent trying to revive our economy. And once you see the results as they are, limp at best, it's just mind-boggling. I mean, for the trillions of dollars we've spent, we could have established a new, very large colony on the planet of Mars. I mean, it's amazing the money we've spent trying to save ourselves and how weak the results have been. Just look at the consumer spending report for this month. Retail sales have dropped by 1.2%. The United States economy is like a train trying to go up a hill, and now it's starting to run out of gas. It's not going to make it. And you know what's going to happen? It's going to start to slide back down the rail, and at the bottom of the canyon is going to be a real mess. I'm sorry that things are not better. But, oh well, that's life. You just have to learn to live with it. We are heading towards a depression, and everyone is going to be dragged kicking and screaming whether they want to or not. So you had best come to terms with the reality we are in at this moment right now.